Who is the fastest toy in all of Playtime Co? We've seen Catnap run at insane speeds while hunting for what seems to be his lunch. We've also seen Huggy run at us like he's trying to eat us for dinner. But speaking about eating, Dooughey the Dough Man might be the fastest of all the experiments with how fast he hobbled his way to lead the prototype away from safe haven. So let's look at each one and see which one could actually be the fastest toy. Starting with Huggy, as he seems to be one of the fastest with how fast he runs at the end of chapter 4. We saw him limping towards us, and although we thought we saw Kissy at first, he soon comes closer where we realize he's Huggy. But this dude is missing an entire arm and still manages to run on all threes to us. So would he be even faster with all 4 limbs? Well, if you remember what happened back in chapter 1, he was running at us at the most plot convenient speed I've ever seen in my life. Cause when we first see him, he doesn't even try to kill us until he makes it out of this doorway. And even then, when we were in the vent chase, he's slow enough that we can outrun him. But if he's running at us at super fast speeds in the end of chapter 4, then what in the world is going on? Huggy did some cross-country training between chapters. Although we don't know for sure, this could actually have to do with the theory that the prototype has been sending all of these toys to kill us in order to test us, almost as if we're some kind of experiment to him. Because if Huggy died by a conveniently placed box, Mommy died by a conveniently placed grinder, Catnap died by the prototype himself, and Dooughey died by the most conveniently placed saws and even a drill, then there seems to be a pattern of plot convenience that can only be explained by someone setting all of these things up. And the one person who I know who would be able to do all of this is the prototype. But I won't get too deep into this, as this video is just gonna focus on who's the fastest, but definitely keep this theory in mind. The next character I want to talk about is Catnap. The prototype described him as someone who lives for the hunt, stalking his prey until eventually he kills you.
And keep your eyes open for Catnap. Every shadow and every flickering light is a hiding spot. He always stalks his prey first. He'll take away anything you have to defend yourself. And when you're at your most vulnerable, he'll kill you. Catnap lives for the hunt. Good luck. Talk soon.
In the beginning of chapter 3, we only see him throw us down a garbage disposal and then climb up a vent, which doesn't tell us how fast he is, but that's until we make it to the counselor's office, where we see him grab and most likely eat a Bunzo bunny toy at an insanely high speed. And so if Catnap can run at these insane speeds, then Catnap is the fastest character, right? Well, just like Huggy, Catnap also has a plot convenient speed limit in the very end of chapter 3. When we make it into this room, we somehow get a literal tutorial for the boss fight, with Poppy herself telling us what to do. But for some reason, Catnap waits for us to finish the tutorial before trying to kill us.
I hope this is coming through. There's no time to waste. Catnap is on his way. The room you're in used to be a sort of panic room. It's not what it used to be, but it can protect you. Learn how it works. Try putting the batteries in the different glowing spots. Please, don't die.
And even during the boss fight, this dude is moving at half a mile a week. But if we're going by Catnap's top speed when he killed that Bunzo bunny toy, then it seems to be that Catnap is actually slightly faster than Huggy. And the reason I say this is because Huggy is built as a biped, where Catnap is a quadruped who can run on all 4s naturally. And so in the same way that humans are slower than lions, then Huggy would be slower than Catnap. But then we have to talk about Mommy Longlegs, because although she may not be the fastest character, her stretchiness might make her faster in terms of killing things. So instead of chasing after something, she could just use the elastic plastic that she's made out of to grab whatever she needs to. And although this seems to be accurate, we also have to look at the chapter 2 chase scene where she tries to do this to us but fails miserably. Both times Mommy's hands reach out to us and they missed. And speaking of hands that can stretch, we have to talk about Dooughey the Dough Man, because because when we first see Pianosaurus, or actually, I don't know why I said first, and the only time we see Pianosaurus, he's immediately grabbed by Doughy in just about a second, and then smacks this dude so hard against the walls it probably killed him on the first impact.
Now that hit the spot. I haven't eaten in weeks.
But when looking at how fast Doughy stretched his arms, he's definitely got Mommy Longlegs beat by a long shot. But that's until we see yet another plot convenience chase, where Doughy turns into his Geico Gecko lizard form and doesn't even seem to try and grab us. And the only time he really grabs us is when it's convenient for the plot. Like when he grabs onto what seems to be our leg, and in the very end when he grabs us when we try to open the door.
You and Poppy! It's all your fault! Going to kill you! Can't trust anyone!
And so out of these 4 characters, who is the absolute fastest? Well, the answer is Dooughey the Dough Man, since he has the ability to morph into literally anything he wants. Although Catnap may be extremely fast on all 4s, if Doughy can morph into a lizard, then he can also morph to a much faster animal that could easily beat Catnap. And as for the other 2, Mommy doesn't really run or grab that fast, and Huggy's not gonna be able to run at full speed since he's missing one of his arms. But the absolute fastest character that there is us. We're so fast that we can outrun even the fastest characters like it's a brisk walk in the park, bro. In the end of each chapter, we seem to make everyone else slower. Huggy literally walked at us in the very beginning. Mommy Longlegs couldn't catch up with us. Catnap was walking at 1.5 miles per week, and Doughy's lizard form was conveniently not fast enough to catch us if we knew what we were doing. So not only are we the fastest character, we don't do it by running fast, but we do it by making everyone else slow. So in conclusion, Doughy is the fastest toy, but we are the fastest character. But what do you guys think? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks for watching, subscribe, and click on this video right here.